Hello again, friends. Welcome back to Sparkle and Shine. I'm your host, Laila, and I am so glad you're tuning in today. Before we jump in, quick update. Our girl Mina survived her microbiome exam and is officially breathing easier. Way to go, Mina. We knew you'd crush it. Now, if you caught our last episode on improving your home's indoor air quality, I'm sure you've been breathing fresher air already. If you haven't had a chance yet, give it a listen. It pairs perfectly with today's topic. And speaking of today's topic, we're diving into something that touches every single room in your home, your floors. Specifically, we're uncovering the secret to long-lasting floors, maintenance tips you need to know. Because let's be honest, floors handle a lot. Spilled coffee, muddy paws, dance parties, late-night pacing, you name it, your floors have dealt with it. Good floor care not only saves your sanity, but also your wallet, helping you avoid unnecessary replacements and costly repairs down the line. Lucky for us, we have the best experts in town on our side. Jackie and Peter, the wonderful J&P of JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care. They'll be sharing their wisdom throughout today's episode, offering us pro tips that make floor maintenance simple, effective, and even enjoyable. Ready to make your floors sparkle, shine, and last for years to come? Let's jump right in. All right, let's kick things off by answering the big question. Why should we even care about floor maintenance? After all, aren't floors just floors? Well, here's the thing. Floors are literally the foundation of your home. They set the stage for comfort, aesthetics, and even your mood. When your floors look good, your entire home feels welcoming, fresh, and clean. But floors do so much more than just add visual appeal. They also significantly impact your home's value and longevity. Here's something to think about. When floors are neglected, small issues quickly become major headaches. I'm talking about scratches, stains, worn patches, chipped tiles, and faded carpets. Each of these issues might seem minor initially, but they can quickly spiral into costly repairs, or worse, total replacements. Trust me, your wallet does not want that surprise. On the flip side, regular floor maintenance, just a few minutes each day or week, can extend the lifespan of your floors dramatically, sometimes even decades. Jackie and Peter from JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care always emphasize that consistent, simple care saves homeowners money in the long run. And who doesn't love keeping money in their pocket, right? Plus, let's be honest, who doesn't feel fantastic stepping onto beautifully maintained hardwood or lush, clean carpets? It's a small daily luxury that truly enhances your home's comfort. And here's another interesting point. Well-maintained floors improve air quality, tying back beautifully to our last episode. Clean carpets, hardwood, and tile floors trap fewer allergens and pollutants, making your home healthier and happier overall. Throughout today's episode, we'll cover specific, easy-to-follow tips for every flooring type in your home: hardwood, tile, carpet, and more. We'll also share some common maintenance mistakes to avoid, courtesy of Jackie and Peter's expert advice. So, buckle up, because next we're diving straight into hardwood floors, how to care for them, avoid common pitfalls, and keep them gorgeous for years to come. All right, friends, as promised, we're going to dive straight into hardwood floors. Now, hardwood flooring is a true classic. It adds warmth, charm, and elegance to any home. But like all good things, hardwood needs a bit of tender, loving care to stay looking gorgeous year after year. So let's start with the basics. Daily and weekly care. So this is just your regular maintenance. Don't worry, I promise this won't feel like another chore. Just a quick sweep or dust mop every day helps remove dirt and dust before they scratch your floors. Jackie from JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care always recommends using a soft microfiber dust mop. It's gentle yet effective, and so quick you'll barely notice you're doing it. Once a week, or as needed, clean your hardwood floors using a specialized hardwood cleaner, or better yet, a homemade solution of mild dish soap mixed in warm water. Just remember to avoid harsh detergents or excessive water. Wood and water are not besties. And, always, always, always clean with a lightly dampened mop, never soaking wet, to prevent water damage. Okay, now let's talk about scratches, because let's face it, life happens, right? Furniture, pets, shoes, they all leave their mark eventually. But here's a simple fix. For minor scratches, you can often hide them using wood markers or specialized scratch filler crayons matched to your floor's color. For prevention, Peter recommends using furniture felt pads underneath chairs, tables, and heavier pieces of furniture. We call these felties. Also, consider placing area rugs or runners in high traffic areas like hallways or entryways. This little step alone can save your hardwood floors from wear and tear. And here's another pro tip straight from JP. Hardwood floors respond strongly to changes in humidity. Aim for indoor humidity levels between 30 and 50%. This prevents wood from swelling, warping, or cracking. A small humidity monitor can help you stay within that sweet spot year-round. So, for example, interesting little tidbit, if you notice at certain times of the year your doors don't really close right, or they seem almost too big for their space, or vice versa, they usually close perfectly, and then at a certain point of the year they just start yanking closed whenever you turn the heat on or something, that's because there's humidity in the air and it's changing the shape of the wood. Right? So it swells the wood. So similar concept here, just on your floors. Now, you might be wondering, when should I consider professional care or refinishing? Well, Jackie and Peter suggest a couple of things here. They offer 3 different types of services. You've got professional floor cleaning, you've got what they call a light scrubbing, and you've got a full refinishing. Regular cleaning is suggested to happen once a year or twice a year, depending on your foot traffic. This is just a standard, quote unquote, standard service of deep cleaning, something a little bit more than what you can do at home on your own with a mop. Then you've got your light scrubbing. That's recommended every 3 to 5 years. What that does is just lightly scratch the top layer of the polyurethane or sealer that you have on your wood floors. Then they apply the new coat of polyurethane. So they're not even touching your wood floors, just that topmost layer, and giving you an extra level of protection. Refinishing would be sanding down to the bare wood, getting yourself all the way through the polyurethane levels, and then fully applying new layers completely. That typically is recommended every 7 to 10 years because that will affect your wood floor, the lifespan of your wood floor. But consistent upkeep can stretch it even further. Refinishing is also the time when you might be able to even change the color of your floors if you wanted to. And finally, a quick reminder of what to avoid. Never, ever, ever use vinegar or acidic cleaners. They'll dull the finish and damage your polyurethane. You're going to want to skip harsh scrubbers or steam cleaners, as both can damage your hardwood. And just generally avoid excessive water at all costs. Taking these simple precautions ensure your hardwood floors continue adding warmth and value to your home for decades, yes, decades to come. Stick around, because next up we'll tackle tile and grout maintenance. Easy ways to keep it clean, bright, and free of those pesky stains. All right, so moving right along, we're going to talk about tile and grout next. Now, tile is incredibly versatile, durable, and stylish. From elegant entryways and busy kitchens to relaxing bathrooms, tile handles it all with grace. But keeping it looking fresh and new does require a little know-how, especially when it comes to grout. First things first, routine cleaning. Regular sweeping or vacuuming is key to preventing dirt from scratching or dulling the tile surface. For weekly cleaning, a gentle solution of warm water and mild detergent works wonders. And here's the secret from Jackie. A splash of baking soda added to your mop water can really boost the cleaning power without any harsh chemicals. Now, grout. That stubborn space between tiles can be a bit trickier, but don't worry, we got you. Grout is porous, meaning it easily absorbs spills and stains. To maintain grout's original brightness, regular cleaning is a must. A quick homemade solution is of equal parts baking soda and water scrubbed gently into the grout lines with an old toothbrush is simple and effective. To keep grout looking its best long term, Peter strongly recommends sealing it at least once a year, especially in areas prone to moisture like bathrooms and kitchens. Sealing grout acts like a protective shield, significantly reducing stains, mold growth, and moisture damage. This is something that a professional can apply for you, but believe it or not, you can do it yourself too. Generally recommended to have a professional do it after they do the full-on steam cleaning of your tile and grout to make sure that you're not sealing in any dirt or anything, but you can absolutely handle this part yourself too. Now, let's quickly cover a few common mistakes people make with tile and grout maintenance because, let's face it, we've all been there at some point. So mistake number 1, using harsh chemicals like bleach, which weaken and discolor grout over time. You're going to want to stick with gentler products and homemade cleaners. Mistake number 2, ignoring spills. Coffee, juice, sauces. Cleaning them up quickly prevents lasting stains on tile and grout. Mistake number 3, over-wetting your floors or allowing moisture to linger, leading to mold, mildew, and even structural damage beneath your tiles. And if you ever find yourself facing stubborn stains or mold buildup, don't hesitate to call professionals like Jackie and Peter at JP. They specialize in tile restoration, grout cleaning, and sealing, saving your time, your floors, and your sanity. Speaking of bathrooms, here's a quick bonus tip. After showers, use a squeegee or towel to quickly remove excess water. This simple habit can dramatically reduce mold growth and extend the life of your bathroom tiles. All right, friends, so we've covered hardwood, tile, and grout. Up next, let's get cozy and explore the world of carpets and area rugs. From quick stain fixes to long-term care, we've got all your questions covered. Okay, so I promised cozy time, right? We're going to dive into the world of carpets and area rugs. Carpets, as we all know, add warmth, softness, and personality to your space. They're fantastic for comfort underfoot, noise reduction, and even improving indoor air quality by trapping airborne particles. But as we learned last episode, that means regular care is essential. Let's start with vacuuming. Now, you might be thinking, vacuuming? Easy, I've got that covered. But let's pause for a quick reality check. Are you vacuuming effectively? Jackie recommends slow, overlapping passes, especially in high traffic areas, to thoroughly lift dirt, dust, and allergens from deep within carpet fibers. The other thing to add is the part where you want to be slow is when you're pulling the vacuum back towards you, because that's the actual sucking motion. That's when it's actually vacuuming things up, is when you're pulling back. So go slowly on the return. You can push out quick on the when you send the vacuum out, but go slow on the return. Twice weekly is ideal for most homes, especially if you have kids or pets. And speaking of pets, quick shout out to all my fellow pet parents. Pet hair can stubbornly stick to carpets and rugs. A helpful tip from Peter: use a rubber bristled brush or even a squeegee before vacuuming. This helps lift pet hair and makes vacuuming faster and easier. Now, let's tackle some carpet stains because life is messy, right? Spilled coffee, dropped pasta sauce, muddy paw prints, we've all been there. Here's some quick carpet stain emergency responses. Step 1, blot immediately. Don't scrub, as scrubbing can damage fibers or set stains permanently. If you've dropped something that's more saucy and less liquid, grab a spoon and scoop up as much of the sauce as you can. So this is like if you spilled ketchup or mustard or, as I said before, like pasta sauce, something that puddles without spreading. Go ahead and grab a spoon and try and pull that up as much as you can. And then you're going to apply a gentle cleaning solution of like a mixture of warm water and mild detergent and a splash of white vinegar. That'll work wonders for most stains. And then you're going to blot again and repeat again and again until the stain disappears. You're going to want to finish everything by rinsing with cool water and blotting to dry. Pro tip from JP, always test any cleaning solution in an inconspicuous spot first to ensure it doesn't discolor your carpet. Now, baking soda and vinegar are generally safe on most carpet types, but just in case, test somewhere inconspicuous. You don't want to find out that it's not safe after you've attempted to clean a spot, am I right? Now, area rugs require similar but slightly different care. Regular rotation helps prevent uneven wear patterns, especially if you have puppies, right? They like to sit on one side of the rug. So every couple of months or so, rotate them every 3 to 6 months, especially if they're in sunny or high traffic areas. You're going to want to avoid shaking small rugs too vigorously, as this can loosen fibers. Instead, you're going to want to gently beat or vacuum them carefully. So now, when should you call in professional help? Peter recommends professional carpet and rug cleaning at least once a year. Professional care removes deep-set dirt, allergens, and even invisible pollutants. Plus, professional steam cleaning revitalizes carpet fibers, extending your carpet's lifespan significantly. And here's another recap of carpet mistakes to avoid. Don't use too much water or cleaner. Excess moisture leads to mold and damage. It also, believe it or not, can actually push the stain into the padding, making it more difficult for the professional to try and remove it because it's been shoved into the paddings. You're also going to want to avoid overly harsh chemical cleaners. Mild solutions are best. Now, another thing to consider with these chemical cleaners is a lot of them actually require you to rinse the carpet and extract whatever you've put in there. And most folks don't realize that step exists or skip that step. So what will end up happening is you end up with the professional coming out and actually removing those cleaners. And now you've got weird pink spots all over your carpet because that chemical cleaner that had peroxide or some other kind of agent in there has been allowed to work for days, months, weeks, years. And, well, what do you think is going to happen? And finally, never rub or scrub harshly. Gentle blotting will protect your carpet fibers. If you've ever looked closely at the way a carpet is put together, it's like a wound together in a little kind of tube, if you will. And when you scrub, you separate those fibers from each other. And if you've ever, as a child or whatever, tried to play with those things, when they separate, they're very hard to get back together. Very, very hard. And scrubbing will cause them to separate. Blotting, however, will not. Now, taking these simple steps ensures your carpet remains soft, vibrant, and welcoming for years, transforming your living spaces into cozy retreats. All right. Now, we've talked carpet, area rugs, tile and grout, and wood floor. I also want to talk a little bit about eco-friendly and pet-safe floor care tips, which is perfect for families who value health, safety, and sustainability at home. So stick around just a little bit longer. We're going to get there right now. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to shift gears just a little bit. We've talked a lot about effective floor maintenance, but there's one more important consideration to make: the safety and environmental impact of the products you use in your home. Many of us have families, pets, or simply prefer greener living, and it's vital we ensure the floor care choices we make reflect these priorities. Let's begin by acknowledging something important. Not all cleaning products are created equally. Many conventional cleaners contain strong chemicals and harsh fragrances. These can irritate the sensitive noses and paws of our beloved pets, children, or even ourselves. The good news is that plenty of safe, natural, and eco-friendly options will still help your floors sparkle beautifully without the downside of chemical-heavy products. The one thing I will note here is that just because a product on the shelf is a green bottle or says eco whatever does not necessarily make it true. So take the time to read the ingredients and really understand what you're purchasing, because a lot of times you'll see something on the shelf that's a bright green bottle and it gives the appearance of being eco-friendly without actually being eco-friendly. So just take an extra couple of minutes to review the ingredients there and make sure you know what you're buying. And to make it easy, Here are some excellent eco-friendly floor care solutions you can try easily right at home, so you don't even need to worry about those weird chemical-heavy products, right? First, let's talk about hardwood. A fantastic natural cleaning solution for hardwood is just going to be some warm water and a couple drops of mild dish soap. This in a mop bucket that you wring out as much water as possible is perfect to handle most issues that when it comes to the cleaning thing, right? For tile, laminate floors, and other, by laminate, I mean like the waterproof vinyl, which isn't really laminate, but that's a totally different topic, am I right? Now, for those kinds of floors that are a little bit more sturdy, if you will, less sensitive, a little bit of white vinegar mixed with warm water, and again, a few drops of mild dish soap. You would basically combine 1 cup of distilled white vinegar with a gallon of warm water and just a tiny squeeze of mild dish soap. This mixture will safely clean and sanitize your floors without harsh chemicals or harmful residues. For added fragrance, you could even add a few drops of pet-safe essential oils like lavender or lemon. Now remember, vinegar is generally not recommended for wood floors, specifically because vinegar will eat away at the finish of the wood floor. Now, if you're careful and you distill it enough, then you may be able to get away with the white vinegar, but honestly, I wouldn't even try it. Better safe than sorry. Second, let's talk carpets and area rugs, especially for those that have absorbed odors. Ew. Baking soda is a true lifesaver. Simply sprinkle a generous yet even layer of baking soda across your carpets. Let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes, then vacuum thoroughly. Baking soda naturally absorbs odors and moisture, leaving your carpets refreshed and smelling great. Plus, it's completely safe for pets and kids, so you never have to worry about harmful residues. The fun part about this one is there are products out there. I think Arm & Hammer, right, is the baking soda, whatever. They sell scented ones for litter boxes. Believe it or not, you can use that scented baking soda for your carpet and your upholstery if you really want to. There are other brands out there that do the same thing where they have like a upholstery deodorizer and it's basically a powder. Same concept here. It is just baking soda with some natural scents added into it, some natural fragrances. And finally, let's tackle grout specifically. So I talked about tile, I talked about hardwood, but now I want to go straight to grout directly because grout is porous and it often absorbs stains and bacteria. And if you're like me, your mom probably used bleach in the shower and that's kind of what you're used to, right? Especially because it's an area where you want to be clean, so you want the entire thing to be clean. It's a whole thing, right? Instead of using bleach-based cleaners, create a gentle homemade grout cleaner by mixing baking soda with hydrogen peroxide or water until you form a paste. Apply this mixture gently to grout lines using an old toothbrush or a small scrub brush. Scrub gently, then rinse clean with warm water. This gentle paste effectively cleans grout without damaging your tiles or introducing harsh chemicals into your home. Now, I'd love to address our listeners who have furry family members at home. Jackie specifically advises pet parents to avoid cleaning products that contain harsh ingredients like ammonia, bleach, or synthetic fragrances. These ingredients can irritate your pet's skin, paws, and respiratory systems. Speaking of pets, we received a great listener question from Amanda in Studio City who writes, "Hey Laila, I have 2 cats who love tracking litter everywhere. How can I keep my floors clean without using harmful products around them?" So Amanda, first off, thank you so much for this comment. This is such a common concern among cat parents, including myself. Alongside regular sweeping or vacuuming, Jackie and Peter suggest using a simple pet-safe cleaning solution like warm water mixed with a teaspoon of mild dish soap for cleaning up those litter messes. Also, investing in a textured litter mat placed strategically around the litter box will significantly cut down on scattered litter. Jackie also recommends sprinkling a small amount of baking soda at the bottom of your litter box before adding any fresh litter. That will help control the odor naturally and reduce unwanted smells around your house, keeping things fresh without using harsh chemical sprays. Lastly, Peter strongly suggests using microfiber cleaning cloths or mops. They're reusable, washable, and excellent for trapping dirt, dust, and pet hair. Microfiber tools significantly reduce your house's chemical usage and waste, helping our planet as well. By making these simple, conscious swaps in your cleaning routine, you're creating a safer, healthier environment for your entire family, both humans and furry friends alike, and protecting our beautiful planet. It's easy, eco-friendly, and honestly, just feels great to know you're doing your part. Now, friends, stay with me. Coming up next, we're going to dive into some common floor maintenance mistakes, things you might unknowingly be doing that harm your floors, and a couple quick ways to avoid that. I promise you don't want to miss this next one. All right, friends, we've covered some great floor care tips, but let's quickly chat about the flip side. Common flooring maintenance mistakes many of us might unknowingly be making. Trust me, I've definitely made a few of these myself, but don't worry, awareness is the first step to prevention. So let's jump right in and break down these common mistakes clearly, along with how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, using incorrect cleaning products on your floors. Now, I've mentioned this a few times already. One of the biggest flooring mistakes is grabbing whatever cleaner is handy without double checking that it's safe for your flooring type. For example, acidic products like vinegar can damage hardwood finishes, while oil-based soaps might leave residue on the tile floor. Jackie and Peter always remind us to carefully read labels and choose cleaners specifically made for your flooring type, or opt for gentle, homemade cleaners like we discussed earlier. Mistake number 2, using too much water or leaving floors overly wet after cleaning. Water might seem harmless, but too much moisture can seriously damage hardwood, laminate, and even grout. Excess water seeps into tiny cracks, causing floors to warp, swell, or promote mold and mildew growth. After all, it only takes 24 hours of sitting water for mold to begin growing. The fix? Simply dampen your mop or cloth instead of soaking it, and immediately dry floors with a towel after cleaning, especially for hardwood and laminate. Mistake number 3, believe it or not, ignoring manufacturer instructions or warranty guidelines. When installing new floors, manufacturers provide specific cleaning and maintenance guidelines. Ignoring these instructions can unintentionally void your warranty or lead to damage. It's always best to follow these guidelines closely. Doing so ensures your floors last longer and saves you potential headache and costs down the road. For example, when installing new carpets, the carpet manufacturer has a couple very specific rules, and believe it or not, one of them is to have the floors professionally cleaned in a specific manner at least once a year. And by specific manner, it depends on the material of your floor. So it could be dry cleaning, it could be steam cleaning, whatever the manufacturer specifies. The other thing is that you must have a protection applied after each professional cleaning in order to maintain your warranty. So we would call this a fabric protection, if you will. Some companies call this Scotch guarding, right? That kind of a thing is actually mandated by the manufacturer warranty guidelines. Mistake number 4 would be not addressing spills or stains immediately. Again, I know I mentioned this probably a dozen times at the very least. Spills happen. It's a part of life, but leaving them unattended, even temporarily, allows that liquid or stain to penetrate deeply into your floors or carpets. Immediate action prevents staining, discoloration, and long-term damage. Remember Jackie's golden rule: blot, don't rub, and act quickly. Number 5 would be not using furniture protectors or area rugs. Heavy furniture or constant foot traffic wears down your flooring faster than you realize. Adding protective felt pads under furniture legs and placing area rugs in busy areas prevents unnecessary scratching and wear patterns, preserving your floor's beauty and lifespan. So if you have an apartment, for example, or your home has a long hallway that's carpeted, and you start noticing that the padding in that section seems to dip, or it's no longer as fluffy and plush as it once was, that's because it's a traffic area. Placing a rug there, a nice runner, would definitely help to prevent some of that wear. Number 6, skipping regular professional care. Professional deep cleaning and maintenance isn't just for emergencies. It should be part of your regular cleaning routine. Peter emphasizes that professional cleaning every 1 to 2 years, depending on your flooring type and lifestyle, keeps floors in pristine condition and greatly extends their longevity. Avoiding these simple mistakes helps you maintain your floors more effectively, saving money and stress in the long run. Plus, it keeps your home feeling fresh, beautiful, and comfortable, just how you like it. Now, next segment is our Q&A segment, where I get to talk about some of the questions that y'all have asked me, and with some advice from our floor care experts, Jackie and Peter. So stick around, because here we go. All right, friends, now it's my absolute favorite time of the show, answering your questions. Our Sparkle and Shine listeners always send such thoughtful questions, and I'm thrilled to share some practical advice with a little extra help from Jackie and Peter. So let's dive right into today's listener questions. Here's the first question from Emily in Sherman Oaks. Hey Laila, my hardwood floors look dull and scratched, especially in high traffic areas. Is there anything simple I can do at home to make them look fresh again? So that's a great question, Emily. Those high traffic spots can definitely start to show wear over time. First things first, make sure you're regularly cleaning with a microfiber mop and a gentle cleaner specifically formulated for hardwood floors. To bring back a little shine, you could even try using a hardwood floor refresher, which is a product that you can easily find at your local home improvement store. These refreshers gently fill small scratches and restore shine without requiring a full refinishing job. That said, Jackie does suggest care and caution when using these kinds of products. A floor refresher, as I stated, basically is something that is a topical finish applied over your hardwood floors. It is not meant to be used again and again and again as your regular cleaning routine. It may look beautiful the first couple of weeks, but after a while that finish will start to gum up and you're going to have an entirely different problem. Additionally, you might consider placing an area rug or a runner in those high traffic areas to protect your floors moving forward. If the scratches are deeper and widespread, you might benefit from a professional buffing treatment, kind of like the light scrubbing I mentioned earlier, which Jackie and Peter can definitely help with. The next question we've got is from Marcus in Encino. Laila, he asks, what is the best way to handle grout that's already stained and looking pretty bad? I've tried store-bought cleaners without much luck. So, Marcus, stained grout can definitely feel frustrating. I totally get that. Peter from JP recommends using a combination of baking soda and hydrogen peroxide to create a simple paste. Apply this paste gently into the grout lines with an old toothbrush. Let it sit for about 10 minutes, then scrub and rinse. It's natural, effective, and powerful against tough grout stains. However, there are some cases where the stain is so deep set or it's been there for so long that it just won't budge. In those cases, professional grout cleaning and sealing might be your best bet. That's something that Jackie and Peter can help you out with, certainly. Grout restoration and their professional tools it's amazing to see what they can do. Trust me, it's insane. They do offer an additional service, which is something you might consider if even professional cleaning doesn't help you. And that's something called regrouting. Regrouting is a very, very specialized service that basically removes the grout that exists in that space now and replaces it with new grout. If you're just doing some patchwork, you might expect to see patches where the old grout doesn't necessarily match the new grout. Though when Peter does this work, I've literally seen him mix grout together to get the right color to match what you've got. And it's incredible what he can do. But that is another option if you're really, really out of luck. Okay. And the last question I have is from Tara in Studio City. She says, Hi, Laila. I have kids and a dog, and we seem to have endless spills and stains on our carpet. Is there a natural way to remove tough stains? And Tara, I completely understand the struggle. I kind of mentioned it a few times before, but here's a simple yet highly effective solution. Warm water, mild dish soap, and a teaspoon of white vinegar. Blot your stains gently and repeat until the stain lifts. This solution is gentle, homemade, and it handles most common stains without harsh chemicals, making it completely safe. For tougher stains or odors, again, I mentioned this before, sorry for repeating myself, sprinkling baking soda generously over the carpets, letting it sit for 20 to 30 minutes, and then vacuuming it afterwards works wonders. And of course, professional carpet cleaning at least once a year is a lifesaver in a busy household like yours. Even if it's just a spill that, at the end of the week, you're like, gosh, I just can't deal with that. Go ahead and call JP. They will definitely help you out. Other things to consider are having maybe a emergency readiness kit for when spills happen, having a special vacuum to extract whatever that stain is so you're not stuck there trying to blot and just not being able to get it all out. Another thing to consider is now you've got the entire stain lifted, go ahead and apply some salt or baking soda on top of it, and that will help to lift the last little bits of the moisture of whatever liquid is in the floor still. Okay, so thank you so much, Emily, Marcus, Tara, for reaching out. Your questions help us all learn together. And a special thank you to Jackie and Peter for always providing such amazing practical advice. Okay, next we're going to do a quick recap of all of the key takeaways for today. I promise it won't be as long as the rest of this podcast. And we'll give you a sneak peek into next week's episode. So stay tuned. We're almost done. Whew, wow, we've really covered some essential ground today, haven't we? From hardwood and tile to carpets and rugs, we've explored everything you need to know to keep your floors looking beautiful and lasting longer. So let's do a quick recap of all the wonderful floor care tips we shared. First, we learned how important regular floor maintenance truly is. It saves money, keeps your home beautiful, and helps you avoid costly repairs. Remember, prevention is truly the easiest and least expensive option. So regular maintenance is prevention. Then we dove deep into hardwood floors. We discussed daily sweeping or dust mopping with microfiber mops, gentle cleaning solutions, and furniture pads or felties to prevent scratches. Peter reminded us about maintaining proper humidity to avoid warping and cracking. Don't forget, gentle cleaning and care products are your hardwood's best friend. Next, we tackled tile and grout maintenance. We learned the importance of regular cleaning with mild natural solutions like baking soda and hydrogen peroxide. We talked about the recommended yearly grout sealing, especially for high moisture areas, which will help maintain brightness and avoid stains. And again, avoid harsh chemicals and excessive water to keep your grout looking pristine. Then we moved on to carpets and rugs, highlighting slow vacuuming with overlapping passes for a thorough cleaning, immediate stain response, and annual professional cleanings as keys to long-lasting carpets. Jackie shared some brilliant practical tips for safe DIY stain removal that protects your carpet from damage. In our eco-friendly segment, we talked about safe, natural cleaning alternatives like baking soda, vinegar, and mild dish soap solutions. These are healthier for your family, pets, and our environment too. Amanda's great question allowed us to offer targeted, pet-safe advice like litter mat placement and baking soda tricks. And finally, we addressed common mistakes to avoid, like using harsh chemicals, excessive water, and overlooking manufacturer instructions. Awareness truly is the first step towards prevention. And as usual, a special shout out once again to Jackie and Peter, the J and P of JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care, for their invaluable advice and expert insights today. They truly keep our homes sparkling and healthy. Now, before I say goodbye, let me give you a quick peek into next week's very timely and helpful episode. Allergy Season Survival Guide, How Clean Floors and Carpets Can Help. Spring is upon us, and with that, allergy season is starting to bloom. If you or your family suffer from seasonal allergies, like my dad, you definitely won't want to miss this episode. We'll discuss easy, actionable ways to significantly reduce allergens at home, including why clean floors and carpets play a major role in allergy relief. Jackie and Peter will be back, providing their expert advice to help you breathe easier this allergy season. Coupled with our previous episode and this one, you'll have a toolbox full of solutions to keep you and your family breathing easier. And as always, I love hearing from you. So keep sending in your questions, feedback, and suggestions. I know these last couple of episodes have been significantly longer than my previous ones. If you like the content, if you're happy to keep hearing my voice, please let me know what you like so I can keep making sure that I make content you enjoy listening to. With all that said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, keep your floors shining, your home sparkling, and your heart smiling. I'm Laila, and you've been listening to Sparkle and Shine. As always, Sparkle Squad, keep shining.